Severino said today that he wasn't happy about being placed on the 60. Was that a miscommunication? Is that a conversation that needs to be had further? And why was that decision made?
I don't know if it's a miscommunication. I can't speak to our training staff. I don't think. I think he was. I acknowledge without a doubt he was caught off guard, and he was when we tried to walk through it with him with the calendar. He didn't want. I think he's a competitor. He didn't want to look at it. He didn't care. He just wants to pitch, but he's not capable of pitching yet, and it's going to take time to get him back online. And so we're both, both wish he was healthy right now. Both wish he was capable, but he's not. And there's a time frame that's going to be required for him to get healthy between the shutdown period of no throwing and then obviously starting a flat ground throwing program, and then those bullpen sessions, and then the batting practice sessions, and then the live BPs, and then all of a sudden rehab games, and that takes time, especially if you're a starter. So that'll take him up through September 12th, which gives him 5 regular season starts in September to launch him into the postseason, and that doesn't include his rehab starts.
Once you got Montas, were you still in play for additional starting pitching at that point?
Oh, yeah. We were in play on a lot of different levels, from starting pitching to bullpen to all the way through when the deadline clock stopped. So reinforce pitching, position players, didn't matter. We were entertaining a lot of different concepts and ideas, and we were throwing ideas that obviously didn't find success, and receiving ideas that we didn't necessarily gravitate to in the end either. So, but we went down swinging at the very end with a lot of different concepts and a lot of different ways to try to make it better and give ourselves, the strongest roster possible. And when the dust settles, this is what we got.
Jack, let's start at the end there. We went swinging down to the very end. And with Jordan Montgomery going to the Cardinals, Yankees losing one of their starting pitchers, maybe Domingo Germán fills that spot for now. But what do you read into that, if anything?
I think Brian Cashman's job is to improve the Yankees. So I think he was trying right until the end. And the fact that he acknowledged to Sweeney Murdy's questions there that they were still looking at starting pitching even after the Montgomery-Bader trade is very interesting to me. John Heyman of the New York Post reported that the Yankees had discussions about Lopez with the Marlins. Obviously, that didn't pan out. But I think when you evaluate what the Yankees did as a whole, Chris, I think this was a very strong trade deadline for them. They added Montas, who's going to be their number 2 starter in a postseason game. They strengthened their bullpen with Efros, and they think Trevino has something left. And then the Bader-Montgomery trade, I think you have to look at it through a postseason prism. I think the Yankees determined that Montgomery was unlikely to be someone that would get a start in the postseason, whereas Bader, with elite defense and speed, is someone that could help in the postseason. And when you've built up the kind of comfortable lead that they have, and you are allowed to peak into October, you're looking for ways to make your team better around the edges, small things that might make a big difference. And in listening to Cashman talk about Bader, I think that's how they view him.
We also heard from Meredith in the pregame show that Clark Schmidt was sent back down. He was optioned back down to Scranton Wilkes-Barre to be built back up as a starter, just for insurance down the stretch if they need it. And Luis Severino, I like the context we got from Brian Cashman there with that conversation with Luis.
Yeah, the Yankees training staff knows what Severino can and can't do right now. I think we were all surprised by the 60-day IL move, but Cashman is telling you that that's what's best for the player right now. And again, the Yankees are playing with a little bit of house money right now. Yes, they want to have the best record in baseball so that they would have home field advantage all the way throughout. But they also have time to let Severino get back and get healthy. As you said, to have Schmidt go to AAA and build himself up. Schmidt could be an option to come back up and pitch in the rotation. Right now it's Germán. He is the one who has a chance to prove himself and maybe keep himself in that rotation. But there could be other options moving forward.